Thank you all.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you to Salemtowne and Ms. Wood for extending the invitation. My name is Alan Daniel. I am a candidate for an at-large seat on the school board. I grew up in Clemens. I'm a Moravian. For those of you who Salemtowne is your Moravian home, I remember it that way. I went through the school system here, graduated from West Forsyth in 1973 with a high enough quality education to earn me an academic full ride to East Carolina University, where I double majored in math and computer science. I spent the next 36 years writing, supporting, documenting accounting software for local governments. So I understand the accounting system that the school system uses down to the line of codes that make it happen. In 2015, I decided to become a math teacher. I spent a year in an internship and then spent a year in the classroom. I then spent part of the next year as a substitute. That showed me very well the challenges that the students face as well as the challenges that the teachers face here in our district. My goal is to create a safe environment for every student where they have the opportunity to reach their full potential, to become the best them they can be. That means we have to provide our teachers with the financial and the human resources that they need to provide that education for our children. They need to be able to have the time to meet each student exactly where they are and take them to or beyond grade level. We have to provide an environment where every child feels respected and where every child feels safe. My focus is going to be a listener. As a programmer, we competed against large corporations who would go in and tell the cities how they needed to do business. These cities had been doing accounting for a lot of years before those people ever showed up. What I did is walk in and say, what do you want this computer to do for you? What would make your job easier? And then I would make it happen. So with 3 employees, we beat companies that were Fortune 500 companies because we listened and we built relationships. Some of those companies did business with me the entire 35 years that I programmed. I am, to my knowledge, the only candidate running who made it through the primary on less than $1,000. I am the guy who can do more with less. Thank you.
Mr. Allen?
One of the pieces that I spoke about is giving teachers the support they need to do their job. I think the vast majority of the teachers in this district have a keen eye for the student that needs social and emotional help. They might notice a kid being quiet that's usually bubbly. They might notice a kid looking sad. That teacher has their plate completely full. They need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they can pick up the phone and talk to student services and say, I need you to talk to Bobby. Bobby is not himself. And they need to know that Bobby is going to get taken care of. There is no way for every teacher to be everything to everybody. We need the people in the support system to cover that.
Thank you, Mr. Let's let Ms. Brown-Baker.
So I say that there's only one reason that any job goes unfilled. You're not paying enough. Now, there may be any number of reasons that it requires more pay. It could be the working conditions, it could be the boss, it could be the distance you have to drive to get there. If we were willing to pay our beginning teachers $50,000 a year, and our experienced teachers, our most senior, $100,000 a year, I don't think anybody would ever leave. Unfortunately, we're not blessed with that much money. It's much more cost effective to fix the problems that are causing them to leave. And the only way you're going to know that is to ask the teachers. We have to respect the professionals that they are and not keep hiring third-party contractors to come in and tell them how to do their job. We need to respect their personal time. Quit calling meetings every day after school, that sort of thing. Their parents, a lot of them also. And as I said before, we have to give them the support they need. And in some schools, as Ms. BG alluded to earlier, just like with the math class, there are some schools where there's much more trauma than at other schools. Those teachers need more support, and we have to acknowledge that. Thank you. It goes back to using the resources that we have. We have a finite pot of money. We have to make the very best use of that money. One example is the SEL program that is currently being used throughout the district. Every student in the school goes to spend some time on social emotional learning. No time is dedicated to the child that really needs it. Do we really need to pay $14 for every student? Is that wise use of our money? Do we really need to pay $400,000 to teach our teachers how to do social emotional learning? I think not. I think we have counselors who know how to do that. We just need to have enough counselors in place, and for $400,000, we can hire a few.
Okay, Sabrina